As fundações históricas de Colónia remontam a 38 anos antes de Cristo. A cidade tornou-se um dos pontos mais importantes a nível económico e cultural para o Império Romano. Desafiada ao longo dos séculos, a cidade começou a erguer em 1248 uma majestosa catedral gótica que demorou mais de 600 anos a ser construída. A Ponte Colónia é um dos pontos mais centrais e importantes da cidade. Concluída em 1911, a icónica travessia sobre o rio Reno foi parcialmente destruída pelas tropas alemãs durante a Segunda Guerra Mundial. A comunidade judaica de Colónia é a mais antiga a norte dos Alpes. Esta sinagoga é um marco importante a nível religioso e cultural. Foi reconstruída em 1959, depois de ter sido queimada pelas tropas nazis durante a Segunda Guerra Mundial. Classificada como Património da Humanidade em 1996, a Catedral de Colónia tem mais de 157 metros de altura e é a quinta mais alta em todo o mundo. Se esta catedral é um marco para todos os crentes e curiosos que aqui passam, uma outra faz vibrar milhares todos os anos. Sejam bem-vindos à Catedral do Counter-Strike.
Cologne, the Cathedral of Counter-Strike, it's one of the more important events.
The Lanxess Arena is special because of the crowd.
They enjoy the moment. They just don't really care who's playing.
They will pick a team and they will cheer on them like it's their own.
Like cheering on and enjoying the show the whole way.
They just love the sport. They love Counter-Strike.
The fans that bring that energy.
It's just Counter-Strike fans from all around.
Everyone comes from all over the world to come here every year.
And they're the reason why this event has gotten so special for all of us who work the event.
It's a perfect setting. It feels nice, and it's just a beautiful place to play in.
The game and enjoying it, and also giving those players an experience that they can't get anywhere else.
To just enjoy the experience and actually enjoying the game.
And it seems like a universal celebration of Counter-Strike.
It's an event like no other.
Everyone wants to be here.
There's no doubt the fans here in Cologne have made this the best event that we have.
And it's beautiful.
This is my second home.
It feels like my second home.
And I think that's special.
The crowd is always special, and it always will be. And I just hope we've done 10 years. I hope now we'll keep coming back for another 10 years and see us soon.
10 anos será talvez pouco para continuar a contar uma das histórias de maior comunhão que o Counter-Strike ajudou a escrever. Uma celebração universal que se explica através das muitas memórias daqueles que por aqui passaram.
There's been a lot of really memorable things that happened here.
It has to be the NIP one, even though I'm the big Na'Vi fanboy.
2014 edition at Gamescom, where it was not in the Lanxess Arena.
The iconic one of Get Right sitting there after winning it.
Get Right crying with the trophy. I think that's an iconic image until today.
And it wasn't just like a game moment, it was the moment he was crying. Now, you got to think for NIP, it was a team that had tried so hard to win big events, and they had their massive run in the early days, but for them to get that one was so important.
That history runs very, very deep, 10 years now.
I've seen this guy's career and watched it. I've been a fan of this guy. And so to see him get that and sit there in the trophy.
I remember that very vividly.
Was so memorable, was such an iconic moment. It's still a moment we talk about today, right? When it comes to the legacy and the prestige of Cologne.
Is the grand finals of 2015 Cologne, where I was actually watching it I was on the desk.
Working as an analyst,
And there was this crazy moment where Flusha was in a knife fight with NBK and Dust 2.
The round where there was like the NBK versus Flusha like knife exchange.
The entire arena was just going crazy, and
hearing the roar of the crowd as that went on was just another one of those like holy shit moments.
nobody was understanding what was happening.
No matter like any of the rounds I've casted, like that moment, like visceral, like the feeling of the AWP and the Deagle inside the arena, like just watching it as a fan is probably the most, like one of my most favorite cherished.
My first appearance at a Cologne was in 2016 with Optic. We crashed out into the tournament early, didn't have too much of a result.
2014, that's the one. And it was when we were Vox Eminor. I had JKS in my team, and that was back when I still worked a full-time job as a plumber. So it was semi-professional Counter-Strike player, plumber on the side, traveling the world, trying to compete. And Cologne ever since has had a special place in my heart.
The most memorable is 2018, where we've been to the final. We played against Na'Vi in the final. We lost, unfortunately, but it was like a World Cup.
As a number one Na'Vi fan, them winning the trophy, Simple's first time lifting that trophy back when Zeus was still in game leader. That's a historic one as well.
Obviously, we made a nice underdog storyline, but other than that, for me, it will be always in my head like the best memory of all time.
2015 was the first time we were in the Lanxess.
In 2015,
And we'd completed the group stage.
we were playing the quarterfinals against the Polish game Virtus Pro, and we managed to qualify to playoffs.
This had been like hyped up to be like the biggest Counter-Strike event that we'd ever had.
And I felt the privilege and honor to be playing on this stage.
And we just kind of enter in through the curtains, and you just find yourself in this empty arena with like 15, 20,000 empty seats, and just the sheer scale of being inside the Lanxess.
And just going in front to see there's so many people everywhere.
It's just like a little magical experience.
That basically cemented like CS and esports actually can be like a really, really big thing. And I remember I was just getting goosebumps or just like seeing me walking on the stage without even before the pre-starting on the games are going on the first day. And I'm just standing there and looking around to just like take it all in to understand it.
It was like a 15-year dream come true for me.
2019, playing with Liquid, with the Grand Slam on the line.
Stewie jumping on the table after Liquid completed the Intel Grand Slam.
I remember just sitting in my chair feeling like an ant. I felt so small compared to everything looking around. And again, playing in the Cathedral, it's a unique atmosphere. It's a unique feeling. And it's a feeling that I hope every player in the game can feel, especially being able to win it. And on top of that, achieving the Grand Slam at the same exact time.
That was a big historic moment and also an iconic moment as well.
It was a beautiful moment. It's a moment I'll never forget for sure.
2019, when NIP was putting me on the side and like you're not going to be part of the team anymore and like my future's unsure, maybe I stay, maybe I don't. It was like very interesting time personally, it's like good and bad. But then also like getting the support and like going to arena before we played against Na'Vi. And there were so many people like seeing it's me walking around and like seeing how much care everyone has for me and even love to some extent. That it made me proud of knowing like I did the right choice of playing this game and not stopping for any second, no matter what's happening overall. And
I played this game for 20 years. Lived and breathed this game for such a long time. It means the world to me to just be standing here. I can't really get out the words that I'm feeling right now, but I'm just super happy to be here still. I didn't know this would be so painful for me, but I'm just very happy that still people are supporting me, supporting NIP. And,
it is a beautiful memory, but also a very hurtful one for me personally, but it is one of my better memories from here.
Phase 1 last year was my first time working the playoffs ever. So that's just special because it was my first one as a talent to be there and see it all go down.
Last year's grand final, getting to cover FaZe, lifting the trophy, having the Katowice, the major, and Cologne in a year.
It has to be that grand final I cast last year.
It was easily my most favorite game of Counter-Strike to watch. Find out the rat in the hole.
Do you consider that?
He did look.
He sees him, and he slaps him down, back of the skull.
No, that's looking.
Breaks Na'Vi's backs. In the dying stages of regulation, as they're gone, 15. Twist, he just stands up, and he tells Na'Vi to sit down.
The twists moment, right? The Canada call, right? That on Nuke, the drop down, right? That one has to stick out because it's such a defining moment in that series.
FaZe Na'Vi, 5 maps.
I feel absolutely honored to get an opportunity to have been the man shouting about it alongside of Machines.
The stars aligned. We had the incredible game, last round.
Clutch, 3 members of FaZe, they won't let this go. They will not go quietly. All of the rounds, all of the maps, and FaZe Clan complete the triple.
I just remember looking at Chad afterwards and being like, you don't get many of those in life.
The whole game was back and forth, and it was atomic Counter-Strike, as Janko likes to call it. So the whole match for me, because it was a great series, stands out, but that twist moment has to be, the cherry on top.
Probably the best of 5 ever, and FaZe did win.
Pela última vez no CSGO, a Lanxess Arena testemunhou o derradeiro levantar de um troféu histórico. Por entre a surpreendente Astralis e uma quase perfeita Ence, Colonia acabou por aplaudir a consagração da G2. Uma caminhada perfeita onde Nick e companhia derrotaram não só algumas das principais candidatas ao título, como as maiores surpresas da prova.
They won Anubis, so they had a chance. But I think we were just really ready this event, and we are very confident. And not many things could have gone wrong. Like even though Anubis, we started losing, we still started coming back to the game. Like we just never gave up at this event, and we just kept fighting. We always found the solutions to the opponents. So. I think just this event, we all played amazing in every possible aspect. As a team, individually, everyone stepped up. And it was a really good team victory. Nothing better than winning the last CSGO event in such an arena, right? Such a prestigious event. So, I said it earlier as well. I would rather win the last IEM Cologne than one of the first ones, because everyone remembers kind of the last things that happened in the game. So, I'm really happy that I managed to lift the trophy in the end here in IEM Cologne.
No momento da despedida, as opiniões conjugaram-se no adeus que será até já à Catedral do Counter-Strike.
Couldn't have been better. Of course, by far the best crowd, by far the best arena. It's just a lovely situation, it's just lovely atmosphere, and I hope everyone will just enjoy it and have it also in the head for a long, long time.
Cologne is a great send-off because of the place that it has played in Counter-Strike history, especially CSGO history.
This is the last big one we'll ever get right. This is the most epic send-off for it because of the prestige, the arena, everything that Cologne encompasses, right? And what Cologne looks like as an event.
And it was a glorious 10-year, 12-year chapter.
It's a perfect event to, send a farewell, I guess, to CSGO in the era of Counter-Strike CSGO.
I look forward to this one every year.
Yeah, I think Counter-Strike Go ending here in Cologne is a perfect ending.
This is a city that's very important for me.
This is everyone's favorite event to be part of.
I don't know, it's a special place.
If this is the last event, I don't think there's a better one to close it out on.
This is the perfect stage to say goodbye to the game.
The story and the journey we've had across it, it's an amazing send-off. It's an amazing last hurrah for CSGO.
The scale of this is just incomparable to anything else.
It always delivers, right? Cologne is never an event that disappoints, and that's what we love about it.
It was amazing just knowing that the game that I love and I choose to start playing in, and I've dedicated more than half of my life in, the dream I had as a kid actually became true. I sadly don't speak Portuguese, which I should do, with the history of me and the Brazilian players and some of the Portuguese players specifically as well, like Fox, for example, which I've known forever. when I was a little shit kid and he was a little shit kid to some extent, if we can say those words. But it is always amazing to meet up the Portuguese fans and the Brazilian fans as well. And I have always had much respect and love for the community, like for Portuguese community, because they always been giving me a lot of love. And that's something that I will live with the rest of my life. So it's from bottom of my heart, thank you to you who's hearing my words or reading my words or whatever it is. Like, thank you for watching the game that I cared about and love and still do, and supporting in the fashion that I had for it, that you are doing, whoever you are.